I just thought I'd make a short update. This is something that happened two Saturdays ago now. Um, I'd been out with my wife and I'd struggled to get back to the car on my own, so I suggested that she drop me off at home. Now, our bungalow is off a path, there's no vehicle access, and I thought I'd be all right getting back to the door, so she dropped me off and I started walking up the path and started to find my balance was not very good, so I had to hang on to the neighbour's fence to get to my gate. Now once I was at my gate I had nothing to hang on to get to my front door, and as I started to go up the garden path my legs started to go more and more, my balance started to go, so that I was having to keep stepping backwards to stop myself falling over, and I was getting involuntary movements when I walked, which was something totally new. I did manage to get to the side of the bungalow, but in the end my right leg started to give way and I ended up managing just to slide myself down the wall onto the floor. Anyhow, I phoned my wife and she came back and helped me to get up, and I just sort of managed to get indoors, and we didn't know what to do really, because I was at this time having lots of involuntary movements and my speech was really bad and generally was very dizzy. I couldn't stand, and we thought we'd leave it a few minutes to see if it went, but eventually we phoned NHS Direct and they immediately phoned for an ambulance and paramedic, and anyhow the paramedic came first and she didn't think it was worth me going down to the hospital because it was a Saturday and there wouldn't be anyone there and I'd just be kept on going to casualty and just be left on a trolley for no end of time. But she sent the ambulance crew away, but stayed with me for probably near an hour and a half. It must have been at least that. She taken lots of details and asking advice from I think they have a doctor or something who backs them up, and they suggested leaving me to see how things went. Well, she tried to stand me after about an hour. We tried standing again, but I managed this time to be able to get back. It was as if my legs I couldn't get any signal down to my legs at all, but I managed to get up this time, but I was still getting lots of involuntary movements and was very unsteady on my feet, so I sat down again quite quickly. But anyhow, she left me with her number and said that if it hadn't got any better by about 9 in the evening to ring her again, she would get more advice. Well, anyhow, about half an hour after she left, and I guess this must have been at least 2, if not 2.5 hours after the incident started, I managed to stand and very wobbly managed to get to the bathroom, and during the course of the evening my walking became progressively better, although the next day I was getting pain in my legs, but it wasn't in my muscles, it was more in the bones. So anyhow, that was the start of things, and I've had a couple more incidences where this sort of thing has happened, although I've managed to get home and indoors before my legs have totally gone, and they haven't ever gone again fully like this, because this time I just couldn't bear weight, couldn't use them. But a couple of times I've noticed my right leg starting to buckle under me, but I've managed to haul myself home because I'm still walking. Perhaps some people think that's a bit foolish, but I don't want to just, all the while I can walk, I want to walk, even if it's only a short way most days, unless I'm really feeling unable to. So, but what's usually happened in the past is I've had like an attack like this where I've had lots of involuntary movements and or some new symptoms started, and it's it's sort of died down, but it's always been there and comes back again. So my concern now is that this is going to be a regular feature, that my walking will deteriorate more and I will have more periods where my legs won't support me. So not the best news in the world. I'm still waiting to hear from the hospital for an admission date. I did see my GP and he's made a note of it all, and was quite concerned, and I believe he was going to contact the hospital about getting me in for this 2 weeks of tests. So hopefully things will move forward. But anyhow, I'm still hobbling along, falling apart, but still, I think, still trusting that God's in all of this. Although there's some times when I do despair, but I know that He is. It's strange to go from saying just a couple of videos ago how everything could come back to normal, but then to say that there was a crash, and then for something to go worse. And it just seems to be the way things are. I never fully have fully good days, but anyhow, that's enough for me rambling again, and I will speak to you soon, hopefully after I've finally got into hospital. So thanks for listening. Bye.